Here we go, guys, with a short video presentation of the UDL Awards 2021. We are in the midst of our draft, and currently we're in the first round, so why not get away for a few minutes to see and to take a look back at what we had in the previous seasons. So, in the previous season, so let's switch and let's start with the presentation. So, before we go into the nominees and the categories, first I think to mention that we had 17 out of the 20 UDL GMs take or answer or cast their vote. So we have I think that's one more or two more than the previous year. So we are getting better at it. And some of the winners, of course, will not be a surprise, and some of the winners, I think, will, and that's what makes it interesting. So, without further ado, let's go to the first category, which is the Gordie Howe Award for the most valuable forward. And here, the least surprising of all, the winner is Connor McDavid, of course. And with the season he had, with almost 2 points per game, it's hard to argue against him. He really was head and shoulders above all the other, not only in the NHL but in the UDL as well. And he also got to play in the playoffs in both the NHL and the UDL, which is some hope for him that he will someday win another trophy that's more valuable for him. And here is how the voting went. As you see, Austin Matthews finished in second and Draisaitl came up in third. And these were basically the three guys that took the majority of the votes. Poor Patrice Bergeron didn't get a single top three finish. But really, like I said, McDavid was almost two, uh, had almost two times the points of the second place Matthews, who had 40 goals and not a too bad season for him also. But McDavid was, like I said, in a class of his own this previous season. So we're looking forward to next season. And also, no, I think maybe for the first time, Ovechkin wasn't even nominated. Maybe if we had this award since the start of the UDL, this would have been the first season in which Ovechkin isn't nominated. But maybe he comes back with a vengeance next season with his new contract. On to the next award is the Paul Coffey Award for the most valuable defenseman in the UDL. And here I am very happy to announce that Darnell Nurse got the love I think he deserves. I think he's very close to being the second coming of Big Buff, who dominated the league for the first few seasons. And if he gets some power play time, he can be a really amazing force in the fantasy hockey. As you see, he's only lacking in the special team points category, and everywhere else he can maybe buff his penalty minutes a bit more. And with the contract I hear he's signing, he's the mainstay on the Oilers blue line for years to come. You see here the voting results. It was quite close. Actually, this I think was the closest of all the categories. And Darnell Nurse came ahead of Kale Makar, and Adam Fox and Jacob Chikron were tied for third. And Makar, Fox, and Chikron were very close. And as you can see here in the total points after the voting. And I think these four are really the next wave of dominant defensemen. And for Chikron, I think also he has another level now that Ekman Larsson is no longer on the Arizona team. I think he will get even more minutes and maybe more power play time. So I'm looking forward to Nurse, Makar, Fox, and Chikron keeping this strong and maybe this strong young defenseman core, not core because they are not on one team, but the strongest defenseman. And here Hedman comes in fifth place. On to the next category, the Dominic Hasek Award for the best most valuable goaltender or best goaltender in the UDL. Here I think we're influenced by this guy winning this trophy, or maybe not, but anyway, here we deferred from the NHL, like also in the defenseman award, and chose Vasilevsky as the best goaltender in the UDL. He actually came a close first ahead of Philip Grubauer, who really had an excellent season, and he's now a member of the Seattle Kraken, along with a handful of other players of the Jackalopes. So they are Seattle Jackalopes now. And interesting here in this category is that Fleury, who won the Vezina in the NHL, actually finished fourth in our voting. So he really maybe got the Vezina as like a lifetime achievement award or something like this. So it's understandable that he didn't get the same love here, although he deserves it. Uh, at least that's my opinion. I love Fleury, and I hate now that he's in Chicago. Just for the record, I hoped the Penguins can swing a trade to get him back. But it's not too late though. It's never say never say never. Uh, okay, now to the more fun or more UDL specific categories. The Bob and Breeze Awards I've put on one slide. We take a look first on the good contract, which is the Bob side, and the winner of the good contract, the best contract, best value contract in the UDL is Mackenzie Weegar. He had an amazing breakout season for Florida, and for what it's worth, I tried to get him at the auction, but Cam was a bit more believing in him, so he got him at 2 millions for 3 years, of which two of them remain. Interesting in the voting was that Ryan Strom came second, and he was the winner of this category last year, and his contract is still excellent, and he's still under contract for 2 more seasons, which is great for Max. And Mike Smith, who even got a vote for best goaltender at I don't know, he's 40, 39. So he had an excellent season, but his contract has already expired. So looking ahead, I think the contracts of Uyghur, Strom, and Ferraro will definitely be in the running for the best value, and also next season if they can keep it up. On the flip side, there were two front runners for the Breeze Awards, which is the worst value contracts, and the winner is Jeff Skinner, and you see him here in his usual uh, in his usual style, in which is uh, not too uncommon for many of the Buffalo players. And the voting was close, with his main, so to say, opponents in this negative category being Eric Carlson, whose contract both in the UDL and the NHL are basically equally ugly. Or I don't like the only benefit, or not benefit, but bright side for my team in the UDL is that his contract runs out this season. But for San Jose, I don't see any any light at the end of the tunnel. And but at least he can smile about the fact that he wasn't the winner in this category. So maybe that's one of the few things Carlson can smile about. So moving on to the last category, which is awarded to the players in the UDL, the Ray Emery Memorial Award for Best FA Pickup. And here the winners were two, so the votes were equal. Adam Lowry and Chandler Stevenson got 6 votes, and they shared the award for this season. As you see there, they had uh, fairly similar stats, although Chandler Stevenson is a bit more offensive force, and Lowry excels at hitting people. Although I think if Lowry can put up a bit more fights and penalty minutes, he would really be a force not to be available at the FA wire. And the other nominees didn't get uh, as strong consideration as those two. And at the end, of course, I think the most interesting category of all, because we vote uh, for ourselves. So we try to, and we pick who the best GM, UDL GM of the year was. And the winner is Andrew for the second year in the row, and his Kansas City Scouts. He gets the award, and he also gets to fly the New Zealand flag proudly. And uh, although he he might be a little bit like maybe winning the award, not so happy about winning the award, that he okay, let me get this straight. He might not be happiest with winning this award, given the fact that he hasn't won the playoffs of the UDL yet, but still he he's quite happy with his team, I'm sure. And here is how the voting went. It was not really close for first place. Uh, Interesting that the Montreal Wanderers and Tim and Nick got the second place, and this is also a repeat from last season when the top two were again the Kansas and Montreal. And Luke got the third place, and his vastly improved Royals team uh, was placed in third, and Mark, Elliot, and Jay came fourth, fifth, and sixth respectively. But all of the nominated GMs got some love in the voting. As you see, uh, Jay got six third place votes, so he was on 7 ballots, so to say. But really, we have I'm sure if I open everyone for nomination here, a lot of GMs will get votes, since we are such a strong league. But what I'm pretty sure that Tim and Nick were pretty happy. In fact, I got I got leaked this picture from the aftermath of the Wanderers Championship. I'm not sure if this is Tim or Nick or neither of them, but I'm hearing they had quite a fun time after winning the championships, and so they should. And now we are actually focusing now on the season ahead and seasons ahead. Now with the prospect draft, of course. So uh, we we can go back to picking here the previous winners, like I said, Andrew second year in a row, and Kevin with the first Sam Pollock award. So motivation for all the other guys to to take a take a run at winning the award. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. I hope you're all well. I hope you enjoy the video, and also enjoy the draft and the whole off season. It's a short off season, only maybe a month away from the auction, so everything will get rolling pretty quickly, I think. Thanks, and see you. Bye bye.